Hi Aries, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your general reading for the last 2 weeks in September 2017. Hasn't the year flown by so quickly? So Aries, this is your reading for Sun, Moon and Rising signs. I'm using my Rider-Waite Tarot deck for the general reading, and I'm also using the Angel Answers deck for your advice card at the end. So without further ado, let's have a look what's coming in for Aries. Universe Spirit, show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's happening for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs in the last 2 weeks of September 2013. Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the last 2 weeks of September 2017. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Aries. We're going to split the deck into 3 like so. Collect it back up. And alright, so it's either a relationship, soulmate connection, or a choice that you guys have got to make here. The influences around you there were the 9 of Cups. So the influences are wishes coming true, feeling smug, feeling self-satisfied. Could also be a water sign, which is why the influences around you are love, which is nice. The root issue is, though, the Queen of Swords energy, Aries. And the Queen of Swords usually represents when you're cutting something out, or you've got a clear perception on a situation here, or it could be communicating the truth. So if the foundation is that if truth has been communicated with the Queen of Swords, then it might be, or somebody's cut somebody out, or it could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person. Might be the focus is on making a choice for some of you guys in the last 2 weeks of September. In the recent past, you guys, where you've been communicating with someone here, or somebody's been communicating with you, it could be a water sign. Page of Cups. Page of Cups usually represents nice communication. The most likely outcome is a judgment needs to be made. Judgment energy. Sometimes this is second time around card. Coming in, what you guys will experience is justice, which is lovely. You guys right now, you're going through a time of fortunate change. So it might be also that for some of you guys, you are fated at the moment to be with someone because it's the Wheel of Fortune. Coming in, though, 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles usually represents instability or trying to find harmony and balance. Fears are the 5 of Pentacles, being isolated or left out in the cold, Aries. That's interesting. The outcome shows the Page of Swords. Page of Swords for me either means that you're initiating something, or there is a need for more research or communicating the truth about something here. Let's get some cards on the go and let's see what the energies with the Wheel of Fortune are. Alright, so you guys are the Wheel of Fortune. So it might be that this is more saying that you guys are feeling kind of changeable in a situation. Wheel of Fortune represents changeable energies. It represents 50-50. It represents maybe, maybe not. So I feel that it's either that you guys might be feeling, you might be approaching a situation from a very kind of up and down perspective, because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's when you're up and down about something. It's because of the Hermit. Some of you guys, Aries, might be a little bit up and down about withdrawing from a situation here. With the Hermit card, it might be also that you're up and down about a Hermit, somebody who withdrew from you, or perhaps a Virgo energy individual. Because the root issue is the Queen of Swords. And what are you trying to tell us with the Queen of Swords for Aries? What are you trying to tell us with the Queen of Swords for Aries? Show us. Okay, so I feel that in your foundation shows the Queen of Swords, and this either represents communication. If it's clear communication is in your foundation, it could be on why somebody has lacked so much enthusiasm to move forward. Because when you get the Knight of Wands in the reverse, this is somebody who's not so enthusiastic. This is also somebody who says they're going to do something, but they don't do it. So what they tend to do is they say, yeah, we're going to build a life together, but then we don't build it. Then they don't follow through. So it might be in the foundation that some of you guys, if there is clear and present communication, it could be with a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person, same fire sign as you. Or it could be that in the foundation, some of you guys have actually cut someone out. You might have cut somebody out. You might have cut this Knight of Wands person out. Somebody who made promises, but they didn't follow through with it. In the recent past, you guys have experienced the Page of Cups. Why is Aries experienced the Page of Cups in the recent past, show me. Because of the Hierophant. So there might have been nice communication about a commitment or committing to something here with you with that Hierophant energy, Aries. And as a result of that, the influences around you are the Nine of Cups. Why are the influences around Aries the Nine of Cups? Why are the influences around Aries the Nine of Cups, show me? Because of the Chariot in the reverse. That's interesting. Well, the influences around you, I feel, is that somebody is happy not to move forward at this time. Okay? And which is interesting. Because you've got this Nine of Cups being the influence. And Nine of Cups is all about happiness, feeling smug. But then you've got that Chariot. It's not in the upright. It doesn't suggest success or moving forward. It suggests somebody's not happy to move forward here. So I don't think this is you, though. I think that you're very changeable. And I think that Hermit might be that you're very changeable at the moment, Aries, because either somebody's withdrawn from you or you're thinking of withdrawing, or it's a Virgo individual. This person, it looks like in the foundation that you guys perhaps have cut this individual out. Because with the Knight of Wands, they weren't following up through with their promises. They burnt out very quickly. In the recent past, though, it seems to me that there's been some communication here with this Page of Cups. Nice communication, though, about the commitment. Commitment is the Hierophant energy. But the influences around you is that this person's happy not to move forward, which is why I think somebody's spinning you a line here. Personally, because if there's been communication in the recent past about your relationship, about the commitment of your relationship, but the influences around you are this person's happy not to move forward, somewhere in that gap there's a lie going on here. And that's why the energies around you are the Lovers. And why is the energy around Aries the Lovers? Why is the energies around Aries the Lovers, show me? Well, there you go, because of the Three of Swords. Could be there's a third party situation. The Lovers card represents two people, yes, but you've got the three because of the Three of Swords. So it might be the choice needs to be made. It could be on a third party situation, but it could also be a choice needs to be made because this person possibly keeps breaking your heart with that Three of Swords energy. The most likely outcome will be judgment. Why is the most likely outcome for Aries judgment? Why is the most likely outcome for Aries judgment, show me? 7, because of the Seven of Wands. Okay, this isn't you guys getting back together. I think that this is about a judgment being made. Judgment is sometimes second time around, but judgment can also mean where you're making a judgment. Okay, what you're doing is you're talking about the situation, you're making a decision, and that big decision might be based on that Seven of Wands energy to block this individual out. Because Seven of Wands means to reject the person. So it might be, and this is your card, Aries, Seven of Wands, but it might be that you make a decision to block this person out. Okay, no matter what they say to you. In the immediate future, guys, you've got justice coming in. Why has Aries got justice coming in the immediate future? Why has Aries got justice coming in the immediate future? Show me. Because of the Tower. So I think that something comes to the end of a cycle because of the Tower card. It represents a breakup. So I feel that something ends here for some of you guys in the immediate future. Either you're ending it with the person. It is ruled by Mars, the Tower energy, or it's ended by you, but you've got a decision. In the immediate future, it might be with the Justice card, there's a big decision made to end something with the Tower card, okay? So it's broken. When you get Tower, it represents breaking up of relationships or getting rid of a foundation that's not solid. So it might be there's a decision really with this Tower energy, and this is brilliant because it could be that there is justice. So you guys, it might be the most likely outcome is that you make a judgment. It could be to block this individual out. But I feel that in the immediate, because that's the most likely outcome if things carry on the way that they're going. But I feel that as the energies around you are about making a choice, could be about a third party situation, but also making a choice in a relationship on something that keeps, somebody that keeps hurting you, somebody I feel with these Three of Swords that keeps breaking your heart. They're really affecting you emotionally, and both the Lovers and the Three of Swords about making head and heart decisions together. So as a collaboration between the two cards, Aries, this would be somebody who's making head or heart decisions. And I think that the energies around you guys really primarily are about making, whether it's third party situation or not, it is about making a head or a heart decision in which you'll experience justice. So it might be you experience justice, settlement of this situation with the Justice energy. because of the Tower. It might be that the universe does this for you. Let's have a look at what that Tower, because the Tower can reveal something, you see. I want to see what that Tower is about. Let's get the two. I use this as my clarifying cards, Aries. But what are you trying to tell us about the Tower in 2 cards? What is this Tower about with the 2 cards? What is this Tower about in 2 cards? Show me. Okay. So I feel that somebody might be in a third-party situation with the Hierophant. So it might be that somebody reveals that they're actually committed to somebody else, because you've got the 3 of Wands, which can be a third-party situation. And you've also, 3 of Wands is a relationship that's left behind when somebody's launching something new with another individual because of the Hierophant. So it might be that somebody's in a third-party situation here in terms of a commitment here. It might be they've got someone else. It might be that with your justice, you get your justice because of that Tower energy. Something's revealed to you that somebody's in a third-party situation already. So they've already got another partner already that they're committed to, which is why you'll experience the 2 of Pentacles. Why is Aries experiencing the 2 of Pentacles coming in? Show me. Okay, so the 2 of Pentacles, I think that you're going to experience a very unstable time with that 2 of Pentacles. It can also be, Aries, that you're needing to make some form of a decision because of the 6 of Wands. You've not got any success on this situation, all right? 6 of Wands in the reverse means that you don't get success. It means there's no victory. It means that you're not attaining that very thing that you want to attain. When you get it in the upright, it means you attain your goal. So you get the guy or you get the girl. It might be that you have to make a decision, or some of you guys might be feeling slightly unbalanced with that 2 of Pentacles because of the 6 of Wands reverse. You're not getting your victory. Something's not being attained here. Your hopes or fears are the 5 of Pentacles. Why are Aries' hopes or fears the 5 of Pentacles? Why are Aries' hopes or fears the 5 of Pentacles? Show me. Alright, so your fears will be being isolated, left out in the cold by this individual. Why is that? Because of the Ace of Cups in the reverse. They can't show you love. They can't give you love. They're possibly not even in love with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. It might also be your fears are to isolate yourself from the situation, 5 of Pentacles, because it's far too emotionally draining with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. The outcome for you guys is the Page of Swords. Why is the outcome for Aries the Page of Swords in the outcome? Because of the Devil. Okay, so Page of Swords is difficult. Okay, some of you guys, it might be that you're standing up for the truth. It might be that you're communicating the truth here, all right, to this individual. Why is that? Because of the Devil. Possibly this person's toxic, or possibly because it's a very toxic situation in terms of this relationship. I'm going to get clarifiers on those 2 areas. Why is the outcome for Aries the Page of Swords? Because of the Devil. Why is the outcome for Aries the Page of Swords? Because of the Devil in 2 cards? Show me. Well, because your intuition is telling you that this situation is going to end in worry with the 9 of Swords, and that's why I feel that you're communicating quite strongly with that Page of Swords. For some of you guys, it might even be, when you get the Page of Swords, it's communicating the truth in terms of verbally. When you get it in terms of a text, for example, sometimes this is somebody's not saying something. So for some of you guys, it might actually be that you decide not to bother contacting the person with the Page of Swords because it's too burdensome with that Devil energy. And that's because your intuition might be telling you that this situation is just going to sort of bring up a whole heap of chaos and worry with that 9 of Swords energy. So some of you guys, the Page of Swords can sometimes actually be delays in communication, holding back on. Usually, I would read that card, to be honest with you, as a card that represents, if it's not talking the truth, then it really is holding back on information. It's not speaking. It's not about not. Okay, so Page of Swords can either be where you're standing up for your truth and you're talking it, you're speaking it, so you're being really brutally honest. And it might be some of you guys are being brutally honest. This isn't a card about being a bitch or being nasty when it's in the upright. If you're in the reverse, this is about really nasty communication. But in the upright, this is about somebody who's speaking their mind and they're being completely brutally honest. So some of you guys, it might be that you do, at the end of September, you are brutally honest to this individual here because of all the burdens they might have put on you with the Devil card. And that's because your intuition is telling you that this situation is just going to end in a whole heap of worry here. For some of you guys, you might just decide not to contact the individual because of the Devil card. It's too much stress, too much burden, too much of a toxic situation, because your intuition tells you that it's going to cause a whole heap of trouble with that Queen of Cups and Nine of Swords. Let's go through the reading again very quickly. You guys are feeling very changeable. Wheel of Fortune is not just about changes in fortune, but because it's a 50-50 card and it's neutral, you can talk about somebody who feels very changeable in a situation, so they're up and down. I think you guys might be kind of up and down because Wheel of Fortune goes round and round. So one minute you feel optimistic, one minute you feel pessimistic, one minute you think maybe, and the next minute you think maybe not. So I think that you guys, showing us this Wheel of Fortune, you're kind of a little bit up and down in terms of how you feel. And that might be something to do with a Virgo individual. It might be something to do with someone who's withdrawn from you. But it also might be to do with whether you withdraw or not. So the Wheel of Fortune can sometimes kind of be a question mark card. Because in your foundation, in the distant past, the Queen of Swords energy. So some of you guys might have felt the need to cut somebody out. And why is that? Because of the Knight of Wands energy. This person was probably making promises to you that they weren't keeping. They were coming in and out of your life, but they weren't being consistent with you. However, some of you guys in the recent past may have been communicating nice text messages, nice words about how committed you are. They might be telling you how committed they are. You might be communicating with a Taurus individual here. However, the influences are around you are, I feel this person is happy not to move forward. They're happy not to commit to this situation with that Chariot energy, which is why the energies around you guys will either be needing to make a choice, could be on a third party situation, or it could simply be needing to make head or heart decisions with that Lovers and the Three of Swords card. The most likely outcome, if things carry on the way that they're going, Aries, sorry, just went blank there, is that you'll probably make a judgment, and that judgment will be to block this person out, possibly to reject their calls, to just reject them completely, because I think you've had enough of a situation. I feel that you're going to receive your justice in the immediate future, and that will be because of the Tower, and I think this is an absolute surprise that comes to you guys. It rocks your foundations. Why is that? Because it might be that there's a third party situation. This person's launching something with you when they're already committed to somebody else with that Hierophant energy. You'll need to weigh things up coming in with the Two of Pentacles, because this situation isn't going to bring you victory in the end with the Six of Wands. And I think that you Aries people kind of know that. Your fears are being left out in the cold, feeling isolated, perhaps. Somebody shutting you out, possibly with the Ace of Cups, because they're not really in love with you and they're not invested emotionally anyway. It might be that your fears are having to kind of isolate yourself in the situation because the situation is just far too emotionally draining with the Ace of Cups in the reverse. The outcome shows either you guys have some very, very strong words to say to someone because they've created a whole heap of chaos and difficulty around you. It might be that you're communicating, could be because you're jealous with the Devil energy, but it could also be that you withhold information. You stop texting the person, you stopped communicating with the person with that Page of Swords because of the Devil. And this is because this is too much of a toxic situation, too much of a heavy situation, too burdensome. And that's because your intuition is telling you with that Queen of Cups energy that this situation is just going to cause a whole heap of problems in the end. Let's get, Aries, your angel advice card. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Aries? What is the advice that you have for Aries? What is the advice that you have for Aries? Show me. It says within the next few weeks, look for a sign. That's interesting. Okay, don't understand the rest of those. Within the next few weeks, look for a sign. I'm just going to ask what that sign is. What is the sign that Aries should look for in the next few weeks? What is the sign that Aries should look for in the next few weeks? Show me. The sign is that you'll need to communicate clearly. So within the next few weeks, you need to look for a sign that will allow you to communicate clearly. Okay, and it might be something to do with that Page of Wands, okay, Page of Swords, sorry. So in the next few weeks, look for a sign that will enable you to communicate clearly with that energy here. So it might be that some of you guys with the Page of Swords decide by the end of September to withdraw from an individual because it's just too much hassle with that Devil energy, because your intuition is telling you that this situation is going to cause a whole heap of confusion and worry. But it might be telling you with the angels that it's saying that by the end of September, it might be wise to hold back a little bit, because in the next few weeks, they'll show you a sign, they'll give you a sign that it's the right time for you to communicate with whoever this individual is clearly. Okay, that is your reading, Aries. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Take care.